Well, hello, everyone. I'm Mike Long, president of Parents for Educational Freedom here in North Carolina. Now, today, we are in the middle of very unusual times in the sense that this virus has shut down all of our schools. And so now we have educators that also are quite innovative in what they're doing throughout the state. Let me just start with Doug Norrie, who is the head of Triangle Day School in Durham, because Doug can only be with us here just at the beginning. Doug, first of all, tell us a little bit about your school, not necessarily related to what's going on with the pandemic right now, but just a brief summary of Triangle Day School there in Durham.
Sure. We are a transitional kindergarten through 8th grade school of about 245 students. So we have between 20 to 30 students per grade. And we are that school with a wonderful family feel where every child feels known and valued and connected and loved.
And I'd like to welcome also Amanda Carter. Amanda is head of Noble Academy. It's a K through 12 school in Greensboro. Amanda, tell us a little bit about your school and yourself.
So our school is 150 kids. We have an average class size of 6 in our lower school and 8 in our upper school. So we're really focused on research-based intervention, data-driven teaching, to be able to help those kids that are not successful in typical school settings.
Beth, am I saying Covelo?
Yes, Covelo.
Beth, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for being. Beth is with Rocky Mount Academy, obviously in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Well, tell us a little bit about you and your school.
My school is very much like Doug's school. We are pre-K through 12th grade of about 410 kids. At our school, I feel like we were at a distinct advantage because we're a one-to-one school starting in 6th grade. So all of our kids have had their devices for a few years, and they were they were already pretty highly skilled at using all of the Google applications. And so, but by the time they get to high school here, the teachers are using a variety of things. And we consider that mission appropriate because we feel that with our mission being success in life in college, when you get to college, you're not going to have just one way of receiving things.
We also have with us Marisha Groner from Charlotte Jewish Day. Understand that's a K through 5 there,
Yes.
Marisha?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your school.
Okay, so we're K through 5, and we have 100 children, so like an average of 15 per class. And no, we were not totally prepared for it, even though we do have technology in our school. Our 5th grade is a one-to-one, but otherwise we just have availability of experience with technology in the other classes.
Were you prepared for this, Doug, at all?
We actually were coming back from spring break and toward the week before last, and we took Monday and Tuesday and extended our break, and our teachers did an amazing job of pivoting on a dime, and we started distance learning formally last Wednesday. That looks a little bit different in different classes, but it is a combination of synchronous and asynchronous learning through primarily the Google Suite, because we use that anyway. And so, I teach a 6th grade math class, and for me, that's completely synchronous, and it's supplemented with just a series of kind of instructional videos that I'm created. Necessity is the mother of invention.
What we did, like Doug, is we announced the closure on Sunday, so there really wasn't any preparation. So Monday and Tuesday, we did teacher work days at school, and on Wednesday, we had a pickup day. We are using all kinds of techniques to get through to the children. Zoom when we want to bring them together, or Google Meet. Videos, like Beth mentioned, where instruction is done through the videos, so the children can access the lessons at their leisure or their time when it works for their family. Assignments that are posted, the children are videoing their response or worksheets back to the teachers so the teachers can correct it and give them feedback.
As an independent school, do you feel that your independence has created advantages for you to be able to adapt and continue to operate?
We feel lucky in the sense that our class sizes are as small as they are. Our teachers have such tight relationships, not only with the kids, but with their families. So that's made this transition easier for us. So our kids are already really connected to Google Classroom, really connected electronically to being able to produce work for school, all the way through our second graders. So the shift to online school, which is what we're calling it, has been easy for some people from that sense, and our teachers didn't have to spend a lot of time learning a lot of new technologies. They already have those resources kind of at their fingertips. But one of the things that we knew that we had to do was we have to connect with kids individually about them being able to make the executive function decisions that are required to do online school. And our kids don't function the way that typically developing kids do. So we knew that we needed really strong resources. So we're using daily class logs. So our teachers are filling out logs daily. They're linked on our website. So any parent can get to any of the logs to be able to see what was covered in class that day, what the assignments were, what resources were used.
It's not ideal, and we do miss all of the social aspects and the community aspects of our school, which are so important. But from an instructional standpoint, from a mastering the concepts, I feel like we're going to be able to keep that rolling pretty successfully for as long as we have to.
Yeah, I don't think it's any doubt. When I asked the question, do any of you think you were prepared for this? Of course, the answer is no. We were not prepared for this virus shutdown. But at the same time, in the age of this technological age that we live in, we are all, as educators, taking those steps to utilize technology to our advantage to best meet kids where they are.
And from the social standpoint, I think the administrators are, and all, our leadership team, working really hard to find ways, creative ways to instill some of that community. For example, we are going to have a Spirit Week in a couple of weeks. So all of the online classes and all of the things that are live will give kids opportunities for, crazy hat day, or, we're coming up with some of the nuttiest things like masks or sunglasses or whatever, homemade masks, just so that they can kind of laugh and see each other. That's and put a little really bit cool. Back of what we would normally be doing if we were here.
Zoom when we want to bring them together, or Google Meet. Videos, like Beth mentioned, where instruction is done through the video, so the children can access the lessons at their leisure or their time when it works for their family. Assignments that are posted, the children are videoing their response or worksheets back to the teachers so the teachers can correct it and give them feedback. And we're also doing school-wide, Beth mentioned, celebrations, where you do a Shabbat, a Sabbath assembly every Friday morning, and I'm going to move it to Friday evening so we can all light the Shabbat candles together as a family and as a school family. Looking for ways to really connect the families and make them take away that isolation. They're not going to temple, they're not going to the JCC. We are really their only connection for Judaism at this point, and so that remains a goal, a very important goal for us.
We're just not going to let this thing hold us down, bring us down. It may slow us down a little bit, but because of such creativity, such innovative ideas in our education world, we can move forward. And that's a great compliment to each one of you. Thank you for what you're doing. We just want you here at PEFNC to know that all of you are in our thoughts and prayers, and support that anything we can do to help you, please don't ever hesitate to call on us. So thanks so much for joining us today. And for those watching, for more information on Parents for Educational Freedom, it is PEFNC.org.